Everybody that's thanks for being on. You guys are great, and hopefully you guys get the chance to learn something potentially. So let's go with some success stories and start the day talking about how successful our success stories are. So, Mr. Aaron, you want to go first?
Yeah, absolutely. So we actually just wrapped up our Northern California conference. There was a ton of people there, a total of 50 people total. Was a really big conference. So we had myself got to speak, Jennifer got to speak as well, and then one of our leaders got to speak. And then we had a nice little orientation class this morning. So we're trending in the right direction. We're figuring out recruiting. I think we got 70 first rounds booked tomorrow, so it looks like we're trending in the right direction.
Dude, 71st rounds. All right. That's 35 apiece for Jennifer and Aaron. That's great. Hey, way to go. Who's that? Somebody's cutting a key. I'm gonna kick him out, Eric. your boy Luis.
That's LeBron from Chicago.
Yeah, he's back in the waiting room. So if he texts you, let him know that I kicked him out. So Miss Jennifer, go ahead.
Yeah, so really quick, he kind of touched up on that. Another fun thing is a couple guys are going to Sacramento this week. My first road trip that I'm sending out, so that's pretty cool. So I'm excited for them.
Are you helping another owner out there?
We're out of like spots here, towers. So Mr. Lemine set a small trip to Sacramento, so that is what we're doing.
That's cool. Hey, sending road trips. That's a good success story. And it's okay to be creative with success stories, guys. Like, I consider a success story like there's like 5 leaders now in my office that are every night sending me pictures of what they read. What's all it means? I don't really look at the pictures, but all it means is that they're actually reading. That's really what counts, is the habit of, not the action of, but the habit of, superior to the action of. So way to go, Miss Jennifer, sending out road trips, getting uncomfortable. That means your office goes lower energy and you have to replace that energy while you increase the sales in both cities, which is good. All right, so that lower from California, I think the next office up is Tracy and Alante. I guess who got promoted first, Tracy or Alante? Who would go first on seniority?
Who is there longer, or
That would be my upline.
Actually, you're right. I was thinking who got promoted first, but I think you guys both got promoted. What name did we say first?
I did. You said me. You said Tracy.
I said Tracy. All right, well then let's go with Alante first.
All right. For on my side, January 3rd is when we finally got confirmation when we're going to send the boys out to Chicago for retail. So that's going to be fun. Also, I'll start looking at offices for Brad in his new market starting tomorrow. I have stuff set up with that. Also, another big thing, because of we had to get on the phone with Laura, and I think his name is Scott or something. And they told me because of how much I've been profiting, I had to bonus myself a good check. So I got to pay myself $12,000 last week. So I spent a little bit hefty on my mom. I gave her $2,000 for 13 different grandkids. So that's a good success story that I have.
Dude, everybody on this call, a lot of people that have been open for more, they know what it feels to get that email. Like Caleb was struggling. Like, what do I do with 20 grand? I don't know what to do. Should I invest it? Way to go, Miss Tracy. Paying yourself small. That's what Tracy's been doing. Paying himself as little as he could and paying and going in the field, training leaders to now have an office that's promoting offices. And now he gets to pay himself 12 grand. I don't know how many of you guys had a check that you could choose to pay yourself 12 grand at the end of the year. I know Danny did it a few months ago and bought himself that nice piece of furniture right there. And that's pretty cool. So congratulations, Mr. Tracy. And we can't wait for you to open these offices, Mr. Brad, and all these guys. So, all right, Alante, you want to go?
Yeah, I guess kind of the same thing for me. I talked to Laura, and she just told me to give myself a bonus. I didn't want to do so much. I was scared. So I was like, what's the lowest bonus I could give myself? Because I felt like I didn't need all that money. But I'm also like, getting stuff for the office and finally getting some furniture in there. For the longest time, it was just like the walls in my office. So I've been getting some stuff for the office, and I did get the bonus myself as well. and so
Tell
I can
us,
go
tell
do some
us.
shopping.
How
for my
much?
son.
No, 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 no. How much? How much? Say it.
It was $5,000.
5 grand? Hey, 5 grand a week, bro. Even after tax, that's gonna be 3. But $3,000? Like, that's how much you guys made in a good month in the field. Think about it. That's $750 a week.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
bet
so
that feels
It
good.
felt good to do that. Yeah, for sure.
Hey, Dwight, is that okay for your upline to do that?
Oh yeah, that's definitely recommended.
Good job.
Monte, you sure you don't want to play?
No, I'm all right. I'm good.
Hey, Dwight, we'll keep working hard so your upline can make more money. Thank you for that. All right.
Yes, sir.
That he's like, yes, sir. Absolutely. You make money, somebody else makes money. This is a good business. Who goes? Caleb, help me on geography here. So beyond,
Can I tell a success story?
you can. We didn't know that you were going to, but you can.
I guess the retail team on the AZ side, we've been hitting over 100 sales every week since we started. So I thought that was a pretty cool thing.
That's
We're
pretty cool.
just 3 guys.
Good job, Mr. Dwight. Hey, how's your telemapper? Are you doing telemapper every night? Make sure you do telemapper.
Yes, I am.
There you go. There you go. Good stuff. Good stuff. Caleb, who's next in the map?
Oh, it's either Javi or Michael. If Javi can talk. I don't know if
Javi.
he can.
Javi, I swear I saw him.
He's
Oh,
here.
I can talk. I can talk. So, I mean, for myself, right now, we've picked it up on the recruitment. We've been staying stagnant at like 10 people. But right now it's looking like this week coming up, we should have about 16 people. By the end of next week, we should have about like 24 people if everything's looking good. And yeah, I mean, good problem because, like obviously we don't have enough stores now, but I mean, we have way more than enough people, which is a great problem. But I mean, I think we really picked it up, and I think that's one of the biggest things. And also, we've been in the top 10 for the last couple of weeks, so that's actually one of the big things as well. So I mean, just still got to improve, but I mean, we are trending in the right direction for sure.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Mr. Javier, absolutely. Okay, cool. Way to go. Thank you for that. Anything that you want to say for Michael that you know off the top of your head, Javier, or?
Yeah, I know Michael. I believe he has about like 30. He has like 30 people in the office right now. I know he's been. I think this last week he was actually number 2 in the program, right behind Caleb. So I know his office has just been crushing it. So yeah, like and I know that's what I know. But yeah, he's been crushing it for sure.
All right. Well, that's obviously send him some love, Mr. Michael. All right, next. Let's pop these success stories.
That's me.
Yes, Mr. Caleb.
Yes. So, very exciting news. We are officially moving Maddie out into East LA in the next couple weeks here. So we are finally getting to expand with that. Super excited. She's gonna have a big team. I got to just pour 15,000 into her business bank account. So she's starting off profiting 15K. So really excited about that. Other than that, recruitment has gone really well. We're pushing 40 now, and we have a lot of really sharp guys that I'm actually really excited for. So yeah, things are great. Yeah.
Hey, that's another thing you guys can do with your money. When people ask you to spend all this money, you can place it in your outside deals account. Way to go. Way to give her a bonus for Miss Maddie. That's exciting for her. I bet she's jacked. She probably has never had $15,000 unless she comes from a rich family, which is very typical in your office. But other than that, that's just Caleb just has great recruiting. We get all the broke cousins that moved to Texas to Oak Cliff. All right. Thank you, Caleb. Way to crush it. Hey, that's Caleb's 3rd outside deal, and with 40 people, that means probably, before the winter ends, he'll have another one, which will put him, close to regional. So that's pretty cool. All right, Mr. Wade, is that Wade now?
Yes. Yeah, so some success over here on my side. Recruiting is also going pretty well for us over here. As of today with our orientation class, it puts us over 40 people. So that's pretty cool. We are after trimming some fat, we are going to be after this week. We're going to be back at 17 liters, so 3 away from our goal to come to Dallas. We broke our record last week for sales. We did 323, so that was pretty cool. Had 2 road trips out in Phoenix and in Palm Springs, and they absolutely crushed it. Jacob did a great job hosting the Palm Springs crew, and Caesar did a great job with the Phoenix crew. And then other than that, that's the success that we have right now for sure.
Dude, did they beat us, Tommy? No, we did 360 something, right? Okay. I was like, damn, maybe they beat us. Way to go, Wade. Way to go. Way to go. 17 liters, 300 sales. Should be scratching that probably 25,000 bucks. I'm guessing 25,000 bucks on your wire. That's not a bad wire. You know, I encourage that by Wednesday, but I encourage that also for the whole week. All right, Mr. Wade, way to go. He's so new. All right, who wants to go next? Who is next? Caleb, help me out here. You're the smartest of the call.
We're done with California, so I think
We're down
Chicago.
with California. So Chicago Chicago is up and Clay, you got a book of stories for us or what?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we just today we sent in the transfer form to transfer over about 12 guys under me. Finally, so that's exciting. You know, we've been waiting to do that. So now we're gonna get I got some guys going under one source, and with Milwaukee, they actually ended up giving us that trial market up there. So they gave us that trial market. It's now part of our leads. But all we need to do is we're working on right now fixing our churn rate and our cancel rate to where they can give us that entire market, and then we're going to put Ken up there. So as soon as we fix that churn and cancel rate, Ken will be going up there to Milwaukee. Obviously, Nicole now, her incorporation papers are getting through now. So me and Nicole are kind of working out that partnership and the way that we're going to be doing things together here in Chicago whenever Steven does head out. So a lot of different things going on. And right now, we're just focused on fixing the cancel and churn rate so we can get Ken out to Milwaukee as soon as possible.
There you go. There you go, Mr. Clay. Hey, the office in Chicago growing in the winter. This is way different than last winter. So this is
definitely a stronger office during the winter.
To add on top of Chicago, LeBron from Chicago, from Steven's office, did his solo day yesterday, first time, $2,000.
$2,000.
Out of Chicago from Steven's office.
That's another outside deal.
Yes.
That's another Steven's outside deal. Yep.
So does that count for me too, and for Aaron?
Well, for you, I don't know. That's gonna be third, right? For you, third generation.
Cool.
Aaron needs to get to RC, so it counts for him.
That's awesome. Well, there we go. I'll take it. You know, you guys take an outside deal that you've never met? I'll take one.
Yep. He's gonna open up in Miami.
That's the total wire.
In January.
It adds
So
up.
you guys,
By the way,
you guys want to go vacation?
I have a quick announcement for that, Aaron. This is one you're gonna want to write down. I talked to Larry about counting people for promotion to RC for car keys, how to count them if you don't have like a whole car keys crew. So he said that, and he's networked with other NCs, not with me. He didn't ask me, he just told me, but I think it's fair. He said, hey, because if you remember what Matt Kelly said for regional, the average wire has to be at a certain amount, if you realize, right? Like the average has to be something. So a car keys owner will bring it very, very, very low, which kind of sucks because it's not their fault. I mean, that's what they can do, right? So what Larry did is for regional, every 2 car keys owners count as 1 regular owner for head count, but each of their deposits, each of their money counts twice, counts double on the total org wire. So if you have 2 car keys owners for your regional promotion, Aaron, it counts as 1 owner. But if they have a $4,000 deposit, it counts as 8 towards your 100,000.
Right. I still need another first gen.
I know, but I was just helping you do the math because I know that was important for you. So, or at least it's important for. So anyway, I think that if anybody has car keys vans, I think Caleb has some, obviously Steven has some, that is important. And for you guys that are doing car keys, you know how you can help your upline grow? Sell more or promote another van. Can't be that complicated.
I got you, Danny. I got you, Danny.
There you go, Ebony. Hey, I know Danny will appreciate it, and Yerrick has done it. So make sure you guys networking with Yerrick. Okay, so we're done with Chicago. Way to go, Chicago, growing. Listen, guys, this call a year ago, we had 5 offices, and there's like with assistant managers, we have 29 right now. There's massive growth. So let's take advantage, write down the success stories, so we can use them in our offices. I always use everybody's names. Who's up next? Dallas? Tommy, you want to go for Dallas?
Yeah. So this past week was a pretty solid week. We had 2 people that hit their first week qualifications for level 2. So that's definitely exciting. On the growth aspect, huh?
Who?
Sharon and Ami.
Oh shit.
That's right. So they hit their first week for level 2 qualifications. So that's super exciting on the growth aspect. Yeah, I'm super excited about that. Level 2s means growth, so I'm excited.
I need to be more engaged with these guys. That's my fault right there. Hey, level 2s, we appreciate them. We had so many level 2s for the first time, guys. We're so blessed. We had to separate the Saturday meetings. So now Saturday meetings is 8 a.m. masterminds only, so we can just talk to 5-6 people. And at 8:45, we have all the level 2s come in, which is now it's like a regular leaders meeting because I think there's 15 or 20. So it's especially with invites. So that means our office is about to promote a big wave, especially since Savannah is doing 3 a day finally. So we're good on that. Anything else that I can? Anything else for Dallas, bro?
Yeah, recruiting. I'm super excited about recruiting. The Indeeds are pulling well. So right now we're at about 90 first rounds booked a day. So I'm super excited about that.
There you go. There you go. Yes, recruiting is going better. I could tell on the orientation for sure. That's pretty cool. All right. Well, yeah, all of you guys, car keys. Hey, thank you so much for all you do. I know it's not easy, especially in the winter, to go out there and be fighting the weather and selling keys, and you guys are great. So really appreciate you. Please help me make Yerrick an NC. If you guys make Yerrick an NC, I'll buy all of you guys a huge dinner. Because Yerrick deserves it and he wants to make more money. He told me that.
Oh, thank you, Richard.
Yeah. Yerrick always wanted to make more money. He's always told me. Very open about that. So that's good. All right. And then we're moving to the East Coast. Is that accurate? So we are on to Mr. Danny, double birthday Danny today. So Mr. Danny, you want to walk us a little bit through your stories.
Yeah, so no, just I guess my success story goes a little bit more into like the personal habits, been getting a little away from honoring the partnership, and so got back on the networking grind. And so I've been reaching out a little bit on the back end because 5G is a little bit of a learning curve for me. And so definitely been on these networking calls, and I found something that really clicks for me that I'm excited about to incorporate into our office. So it's a small change, but we'll definitely see the effects over the slide edge.
Over the slide edge. Hey, when you hear Danny speak, you think he reads books? I think he reads books. It's a small little hint. We've talked about this, right? Do you guys know how to tell somebody that doesn't read books?
Their vocabulary. Don't talk about reading books.
They don't talk about reading books. Yep. You guys know me already. And that was not that funny then. All right, Miss Alexis and then Ebony.
Hello. So yeah, no, for me, I do have somebody that finished their level 1, or their week 1 of qualifications for level 2, which is exciting. I have 2 or 3 more people qualified for leadership, which is exciting. So we're on the rise again. Retail hasn't been going bad. I've been on calls with Joy like every day, talking about handling both the Greensboro and the Raleigh markets, as far as retail and door-to-door, which is really fun. And so yeah, and then we had the Charlotte crew come over and they spent a day with us. We had like a little panel in the office where they got to network and ask us questions and stuff. But yeah, the crew's growing, the leaders are growing, which I'm super excited about, and I'm excited where retail's going. They really seem to like it. I have guys training in retail and hiring for retail now. And the level 2 that I have spearheading for retail is getting closer to the qualifications for mastermind, which I'm still figuring out how that structure works with retail versus door-to-door, but yeah, just growth.
Hey, and get with Danny about that. Danny's very creative, so he could tell you what he would do. That's what I would ask. If I have somebody like Danny in my office for things like growth related or sales related, Alexis, I would just sit him down and say, hey, Danny, if these were your guys, what would you make mastermind qualification? And then he'll ask you what the averages are. He'll ask you and then figure it out, because it's not the same, like you said, than Max's office that only runs retail, and they're, you know, don't say this to them, but they are a little softer because they're always in retail, right? It's not the same as people coming from door to door. So, so great question. And then Miss Ebony, and thank you, Alexis. Way to crush it. We can see the smile back in your face. We recommend that. Miss Ebony, you have any stories for us?
Yeah, so I turned 25 last week.
Okay.
And yeah, it's a great success story because Danny knows my story, but 25 means a lot. So also my business, I guess I made 10K, my first 10K, which was amazing. And I did it on my birthday, which was amazing for me. So it was a good.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Hey, listen, screw birthdays. You made 10 grand, bro. That's great. Hey,
Let's go.
Yes, that's pretty cool. Way to go, Miss Ebony, especially in you know, hey, the challenge about Karkis is you're by yourself a lot of the times, and it's very easy to get lazy. Christine's like, yeah, very easy to get lazy when you're by yourself, you know? You know how many more people quit gym memberships instead of soccer teams or basketball teams just because they're by themselves and they don't want the shame of somebody else knowing? A lot. If you didn't know the percentage, I don't know it either, but I know it's a lot more. So we can find it together. So thank you so much. And obviously we didn't, I kind of forgot, because if not, it would take us, I don't want to go through everybody that's on the call that normally is not. Adrian, I think we skipped you. Feel free to unmute if you got some stories. I know you're probably pissed at LeBron that he's doing really well, but I know you're crushing it too.
No, I'm not pissed at him. I'm happy for him. But I would say, so I got a chance to go with another car key owner that's in Chicago as well. Her name is Alyssa, and kind of just see how she runs her van and stuff. And I learned a lot from her, so I think that would be like a huge successful thing.
There you go.
You know, like does, and then just, you know, bring it over to my van. So
absolutely, brother. Absolutely. Well, way to go. Listen, and I was going to give you a shout out. I was going to let Cheng go, but then also shout out for you guys to know Mr. Adrian in my books is one of the guys with the highest savings on car keys. Okay. He's almost at $10,000 saved in his bank account. Which I bet, Adrian, did you have those $10,000 last year before you started the business?
In an account?
Yeah. Did you have $10,000 saved?
I did, yes.
Oh, well then good for you. Now you have 20. That's good. That's good. I thought you didn't, but that's great. All right.
I'm good with money management, so.
Dude, heck yeah. You're gonna crush it. Miss Cheng, would you like to share any stories as the upline mother to all of us?
Yes, I want to share a story that I can I say it, Richard? Can I say it, what happened?
Yeah,
Or should I?
You can say anything you want.
Okay, so super exciting, guys. You know, we got a call earlier with Larry and some NC, and Richard are qualified to national consultant. So exciting. You know, make it
Let's go.
You know,
Let's go.
Let's go.
Yes,
My
sir.
baby. I literally almost crying. Actually, I did crying, so I didn't lie. You know, that how excited I have for my baby growing up. So it's been exciting years, and I can't wait to make this happen. You know, it'll be the great, awesome promotion coming up. So if you qualify, we might invite you for that promotions. So making sure you sell a lot more, to making sure we can pushing Richard to running and completely own the program for the next level of his goal, right? You know, but super proud, super exciting. I never ever. This is probably one of the best week that seeing how much you guys grow, and also just like Richard said, you know, we are like Aaron is super close to RC. So one our big goal to push Aaron to the finish line, you know, to get to the RC and make Aaron work more. So that's something that me and Richard is exciting about. But I think that's a huge success. That's probably the best story. It's really humble me because, you know, y'all guys probably know this is one of the best year that Richards will not only set the standard for the nations, set the standard for me, even though I'm his mama here, but reality, he's the one that actually probably impact me the most on my life. And I'm so humbled to learn and be better, and I just can't wait. So that's a huge successful story me this week. So I'm just so proud to see all the growing in really short time. And we're looking on our owner headcount, like we just said. I think ending of December, we grow into 45 owners at the end of December. And like Richard said, I think last year we was like maybe 18, maybe 18, 20, but legally in 1 year, we are going to finish with 45 owners, that corporate paperwork. So I just can't wait, hopefully that our biggest goal for next year will be 60 before June. That's why I think we definitely can do it. But anyway, I just can't wait. I just can't wait so much more. You guys growing and like get Jerry to an ANC. That's probably not a goal that we're putting our goal this year. But that's probably my biggest thing I have all week this week. Just so proud and so exciting, and I think that's the best story that I ever can say. So that's what I got.
Let's go, Richard.
Let's go, Richard. Good job, man.
Thank you, Chang. Thank you, Chang. Appreciate you guys. You guys are great. You guys all did it. And you know what? You want to be a good blessing to your upline? Go open. Go be an NC, and you have an NC on your team. It would make you feel really good. I know I'd feel great to have an NC on my team. So that's a good blessing to your upline, is just grow and don't be selfish, keeping all your reps in your office. Put them out in different offices, which is what the right thing to do, what you promised in the interview. So yes, they qualified me for NC. It's great. I think they'll do the promotion in a big way in R&R. So make sure you guys get a passport. I know some of you owners don't have a passport. I would recommend you get an appointment tomorrow, because you don't want to miss it, bro. Like, there's going to be 2,000 people in Punta Cana Hard Rock Hotel, Dominican Republic, April 20th to the 23rd. And we're gonna do a little qualifier for some of you guys to go a little earlier, based on some qualifications. So, which is great. So we'll talk about
Richard. Is this
yes.
fun fact though? Fun fact: Richard first R&R is with Punta Canas, and now he come back to R&R as an NC. Is it crazy? I remember that, right, Richard? You were first R&R. Is it assistant manager on that time, and you just got promoted?
No, I was a rep.
As a leader. So he was Punta Cana 4 years ago as a leader, and now you come back to Punta Cana as NC. Just throw out there. I think it had to be means of something special here. So Punta Cana is where it goes. So this is really awesome. So please get the passport. If my little baby 2 years don't have a passport, you better have a passport. That's what I got.
Make sure you guys get your passport. Thank you so much. No, we blew up. We really blew up. It's a lot of you guys on this call. So I really, really thankful. Just so you guys know, because I know a lot of you guys are going to be NCs on this call. Like, the difference from RC to NC in 1 month was $23,000. So then your extra pay is an extra 23 grand on my overrides, which is probably different. So you go from making maybe 23 to 43 or 46, something like that. Dude, you guys are going to make so much money. I am just jacked out for you guys. I'm still cheap. I still was fighting the dentist the other day. I'm like, I don't want to pay this, but hey, I recommend you get to NC. Larry's like, yeah, Richard, I think we owe you $23,000 for November. I'm like, oh, thank you. I'll take it. So, hey, quick shout outs to you guys. We have Mr. Aaron's organization one more time, over $100,000. So give it up for Mr. Aaron. Shout out to Caleb leading that pack on the number 3rd spot of the whole org, which is $32,227. Got beat by Tracy for literally $600, right? It's like literally Tracy had 2 more sales the whole week, or 3 more sales the whole week, and took the number 2 spot from Caleb. I know Tracy's very excited about that. So way to go. We have Wade always right at 20,000, a couple dollars here and there. Incredible amount for very good consistency for Mr. Wade. And a lot of you guys that are recovering, I think Jennifer, tell me if this is not accurate, but I think this is your first one officially over 10,000 bucks. Is that last wire? Give it up for Miss Jennifer, guys. $10,000. Dude, everybody remember their first $10,000 wire? It was not, for me, it was not easy. It was not easy, especially when it went from bi-weekly to weekly. So give it up for Miss Jennifer. And a lot of the guys taking the lead. Did we talk about closing one of the offices, Aaron? Did we talk about that? I don't see Aaron on there. We did. Okay, we already brought it up, so that's great. So offices also closed. There's people that also don't want to make that much money, and that's okay. We allow them to have jobs. There's nothing wrong with it. It's they work for people, and it's great. And then as Steven's organization is growing, I think Steven, I wanted Steven to be here, because I think soon enough, he will be officially announced to go down to Houston to launch a new client and open his office in Texas.
Yeah,
Which is,
I didn't want to say it for him, so
I don't want to say it for him either. That's why I didn't say it. So.
I'll wait till he.
Yeah,
I thought he's going to.
I didn't want to say it either.
I didn't want to say it either. That's why I didn't even bring it up. So
I thought he's going to Oklahoma hunting ducks.
And then we're going to talk about goals right now. But hey, real quick about shout outs for money. We can talk about money. So shout out for Mr. Danny profiting a little bit over $2,000 after his own paycheck. The same for Mr. Aaron, $4,000 after his own paycheck. The same for Mr. Tracy. Mr. Tracy's at $3,000 after his own paycheck. Who else do I have? Miss Alexis profiting $2,300 after her own check. Mr. Adrian profiting on car keys. Miss Ebony profiting on car keys. Miss Jennifer profiting about $1,000 after her own check. That's pretty good. And I think we had Mr. Caleb also profiting a little bit over $5,000 after his own paycheck. Did I miss anybody that did make money? Alante, I think, went from $40,000 to $48,000 saved. So $8,000 for your boy Alante for 1 week, guys, dude. $8,000 a week, bro. That's $32,000 a month. Like, you didn't know you don't deserve that much money. Neither do I. Nobody deserves that much money. That's a lot of money. Way to go. And also Cassandra profiting a little bit under $4,000 in 1 week. I don't think I missed anybody profiting here. Wade, you always profit. Wade, there he is. $2,000 also for Wade in his pocket. He's excited. We know he's excited. That's why he got a nice haircut. So way to go. So listen, I was on a workshop last night. And please, if you guys are going to take notes, this is for 2023. I was on a workshop last night with Rafael Hidalgo. Rafael has 40 offices. And in my opinion, he's the biggest NC in the entire Smart Circle world. And here's why. There is another NC like Zach Shook that still runs an office that has more offices than him, but he's also been in the business for 10 more years. And to be in the business for 10 more years, he only has about 10 more offices. Well, not taking a shot. Zach Shook is an animal, okay? And he's in Raleigh, North Carolina, and that's where Danny is. Danny's encouraged to go every week. But Rafael's been in the business for 6 years, like 1 more year than me, or 2 more years than me. And he has 40 offices. He's about to open 10 or 15 in the next few weeks. His biggest challenge is like getting to know all the owners that he's opening and stuff. And he was running a meeting about goals. And I would just encourage, I'm just going to read it to you guys for anybody that's taking notes, because I think it was super powerful and I think it's super important. So the first thing is like, hey, so why are goals important? And then I'm going to share hopefully you guys have seen it. And share a little bit like some of the goals that you guys had last year so you guys can read them, okay? But hey, number one is you got to know your goal is not to like run an office. Like you need to establish your goal. Your goal is not to run an office. You need to think a little bit bigger than that. Your goal is not to be an owner, okay? I know that's like what we're told, but that's for small thinking people. As people are going to be an owner, you're going to run your own thing. At the end of the day, let's be honest, you're just a distributor for Smart Circle at the end of the day. That's what your office is. Like you can go put entrepreneur on your website, but if the Smart Circle wasn't there, it's true. If Smart Circle wasn't there to give you the contract with Car Keys or Nestle or anything, you wouldn't be profiting all this money. Like regular businesses, they don't profit all this money. You are running an office and it's a great opportunity. It's a better opportunity than most opportunities, but that shouldn't be your goal. Okay. Your goal is not to be running an office. I know owners that are running an office and they're in their 50s, man, and they're miserable. We had one visit my office the other day. I won't say names, but man, miserable, like not doing well. Like you can't be 50, 60 and still trying to recruit your leaders, out of high school. Like it's not good. So, hey, your goal is to build some, I'm just going to tell you guys so you can think a little bigger. Your goal is to build some level of income, some level of passive income. You want to run your office in a way that you can be profitable, because profitable is duplicatable. And you want to build some level of passive income. Even if you have a couple of offices, man, like, hey, having a plan. You have an assistant manager, make sure you put a deadline for that guy to be out. I promise you, the day your assistant manager knows this exact date where he's leaving, they'll be way more excited. Way more excited versus like you're just not sure what you're doing. You're waiting on incorporation papers. Anyway, your goal is to build some level of passive income. So, hey, there has to be some sort of goal you're actually shooting for. And I know we talk about like, hey, 2023, first year resolution goals. Most people think like, yeah, first year. I think this is a good meeting you should run to your office, like, or to your leaders, or both separately. Like most people are like, yeah, first year goals. That's kind of like cute. We don't want to do that because everybody talks about first year goals. But hey, the reality is that whether it's, you want to plan for where you want to be at this point next year. So I think you guys should set up two different types of goals. Okay. One that is incredibly big 10x goals, like two types of goals. The first one is big 10x goals, like something that you're reaching that's out of reach. Like, dude, I cannot tell you, like my goal was to be an NC I've been writing it on a piece of paper since COVID, when I had only one guy on my little notebook. I sent pictures to Julia and Chang every day. I'm going to be an NC. I'm going to be an NC. And look, in 1 year, we opened 26 offices in 1 year. A lot of them wasn't me. A lot of them was you guys, but we opened all these offices in 1 year. And all of a sudden I'm an NC. It's really the fruit of a lot of people's labor, not just me. So you got to have some big 10x goals that you think they're out of reach right now. The concept is to strive to reach something that's not necessarily at your reach. And think about it. If you don't stretch for these goals, you're not going to just walk into them. Like you're not going to just walk into saving 100 grand, like just by letting time go by. Like you're not going to walk into these goals unless you set crazy goals, dude, once a year. Even if you're on this call and you're like, but Richard, I'm unorganized. But Richard, I'm bad. I don't write things on paper. Or Richard, I'm driving. I can't write it right now. Or Richard, no, dude, like, hey, once a year, do it for yourself. Like put goals out there, man. I like to share them because then I'm embarrassed if I don't meet them. That's just me. You can do whatever you want. You can put them on the mirror. Some people put them on the mirror, have a reminder on your phone. Point being is, if you don't stretch for these goals, you're not going to walk into them. I recommend that you guys look up homes that are worth $1 million. Go on the internet and look up homes that cost millions of dollars. People live in these homes. These people with 2 legs, 2 arms, and a mouthpiece, the same than you. Look it up, bro. In California, wherever you're at, I bet you there's some like, look, in Texas, I've looked them up. When you look at $1 million homes, they're huge. They're cute. But when you go to 3-4 million, it gets stupid. It gets to the point that the DoorDash driver has to drive from the street to your door. Like drive, like a mile. Like it gets to the point, if you go from 1 million to 3 or 4 million, and now I look at NC, and if you look at NC, which is, I'm doing the math on what Larry told me. If you think about $45,000 a month in overrides, plus whatever the office makes, let's say it's a total of 15, it's $60,000 a month times 12 months in a year. It could be $720,000. You think you can afford to pay 10 grand a month for a huge home? You can afford it. There gets to the point that it's ridiculous. Some people live in these houses. Hey, I guarantee you, look them up, bro. Look up the cost of these homes. Go drive by one. Take your leader. Think to yourself. You guys need to start thinking to yourself like, hey, I'm going to have these things. Like, why do I have to live in my 2-bedroom apartment? Like, why? Who says that? Hey, is there a point that you got to be an entrepreneur and you got to live below your means? Sure, but not forever. Like, you can have a home, bro. Oh, but I live in California. It's very expensive. You just got to make more money. Like, what will Grant Cardone say? Don't be a little bitch, make more money. You know, hey, I'm going to have these nice things. You got to say it to yourself. And dude, I started saying it to myself and I still don't believe it. I still live in a house that I can pay it off the rent, and it's $2,000 a month for rent. It's not expensive, but I can't wait to pay 12 grand a month for rent. Can you imagine the house? Still going to sleep and be tired in it. Same thing, but wouldn't it be cool though? Just to tip your DoorDash driver, just because he has to drive an extra mile to walk up to your door. Those things are great. So, and in order to do that, the other type of goals you want to do. So you want to have two types of goals, ones that are crazy out of reach. Look up $1 million homes, take the time. And then the other type of goal is something that involves taking daily action. Something that involves like, and the way I do that is if you're like taking notes on bullet points, the way I do that is I ask myself, where do I want to be by the end of next year? Where do I want to be? I know Aaron's thinking, I want to be an RC by the end of next year. It's a done deal. You open 5 offices, even if some of them go wrong, like that's it. You're an RC. There's no way around it. Look, I was an RC in August, and I got to NC in November. So it was almost nothing extra I did. I think we only opened Wade from our office directly. Other than that, it was just you guys, momentum. So where do I want to be? First, and then below that, you know, bullet points to that is, so what type of team do I have? You got to look at what type of team do I have? How much money am I making? Like, how much money am I able to save every week? You got to look at that. Like, where my sales are at? Are my sales low? Are they high? You ask yourself these questions. Like, are you happy with where they're at? Maybe you are, which is good. Like if I was Wade and I'm at 20 grand a week, I'm internally, I'm happy. That doesn't mean I'm not trying to do more though, right? Well, hey, where do I want to be with my finances? Also, another goal is, hey, how much money do I want to have in my personal savings? Saving money for the business is great, but you want to save some of the personal money too. Even if your check is low, you want to create some sort of savings, untaxed money, or sorry, already taxed money. That's important. I didn't do that until last year. Put a savings with $400 directly on my check every direct deposit, right? Hey, how many people do I want to have? How many people? I did that in my office forever. I wrote down on a paper, I'm going to have 40 people. And I never had 40 people until I had 25 leaders. It's just a math. And then I started writing down last year, I'm going to have 100 people. And I couldn't even believe we can have 100 people. But dude, we are at 59 leaders. So like, I know we're not far. So you want to ask yourself, how many people? Look, in Dallas, we were stuck at 40 people for a whole year. And it was like some books I haven't read. It was some leadership, some networking I was not doing. It was something, there's always something in you can do. Also, the last thing is like, hey, how much mental real estate am I dedicating to the job, right? The most important real estate, and even Grant Cardone will tell you, the most important real estate is the 6 inches in between your face, in between your ears. That's the most important real estate. How much of that is being taken by your business? It should be all of it. Like, I know some of you guys married, kids, and that's obviously, that's very important. That should come first. But hey, you're like, how much am I thinking about the business? Like, sometimes I'm insane. Like I might be in the middle of a conversation with my wife and some thought comes to mind that I have to like do this, and I got to write it down. I got to set up a reminder. I got to network. I got to make the call. Okay. Also, another one, how many books do I read by the end of the year? And I know it's not easy. Like I know reading every day is not easy. I ask you guys to read every day because I know it's the only way to stay ahead of your people is education. And even if you have faults and mistakes, like you're not the best at discipline and you don't go in the field as much as you know you should or whatever. But if you read and you stay ahead, you'll just have that natural tendency that you can always stay ahead of people. So, hey, how many books do I want to read by the end of the year? So, look, and some thoughts to give you guys, when you write your goals down, a lot of times it comes to be a little selfish, or a lot of times it comes to be a little too much for yourself. And I recommend like, hey, the most unified people, which is what you want in your office. You want to have, the best team players They're just blessings to the upline. Blessings. Like you just want to be a blessing to your upline. You want to be a blessing to your upline. You know, one of the goals I missed, I actually scratched it on my goals. I was going to show you guys now in screen share, but I didn't take it out. One of my goals was to have 5 offices that have over $50,000 in savings. And I didn't. I actually scratched it off because I thought I did, but I didn't. We don't have 5 people that have. I think Alante was at 48,000, and that would have been 5. But he'll do it next week. But you know, hey, want to be a blessing to your upline. How many of your goals are like, I just want to be a blessing? Because guess what kind of culture you're going to create? A bunch of people that are just rallying around you for your goals. That's what it's all about. The closer you can get to your upline, the better. Also, the bigger you grow. You know, some people think when they start hitting goals and they're good, they save some money. Like literally, I saved some money. I saved $70,000 on my first year, and I thought to myself, and I got Rookie Owner of the Year at R&R. They're gonna give the Rookie Owner of the Year. It was the last R&R I went in 2019. I felt great. I'm like, dude, out of all these new guys, I'm the best one. It's obvious. I have $75,000 saved. But guess what? Like, and that created distance. I remember started to think like stupid things like, well, Julia doesn't know this, or Chang did whatever. And that just made me not grow. And then I went into COVID with a shitty crew, and then they all quit. Only one person stayed, Aaron and Julian, 2 people. So you might think because you're growing, like, hey, the more you grow, the more you should talk to your upline, the more you should communicate to your upline, especially the closer you get to your goals. Some of you have like me, that syndrome that I have, that Rookie Owner syndrome, that I had $70,000 saved and I thought I was good. And really, dude, like if you look at the math, Smart Circle just has a good deal and you're just making all this money, but you did not earn it. And it's okay to have it and keep it though. You didn't earn it. Like you're running a car keys van that's like, dude, so profitable. You're running, you know, Verizon is the most, dude, the free phone program. It's stupid how profitable that is and how easy. Water is the easiest program to run. And you're just the guy that didn't quit in the training program, and that's it. And then now you have an office and you get to keep the money. And you should feel good about that. But that shouldn't block you from thinking like, oh, I'm good. I don't need my upline anymore. Because running an office is a lot easier than promoting outside deals successfully. So, and listen, think about this. You think about all your office, all the reps you hired, you know, we're going to cover it on the goals. My office, we hired 1,200 people, over 1,200. You guys all got that report from Michelle. We hired 1,200 people in the year. And so far, we still have a few weeks to go. 1,200 people, and there's only 75 in the office. That means that's only 0.05%. Dude, you see the turnover of the business? You want to get nagged out? Less than 1%. Half of 1% of the people we offered a position are in the office today. If you do the math, it's probably the same for you. You did half the interviews and you have half the people. All of you guys that have 30 or 40 people. Or you've been open half the time. But hey, you will, thousands of people, bro. You will have another comment to just think about it. You will have thousands of people on your downline, but you will only have a few upline. You will only have 1, 2, 3 people that are in your upline. Take care of that. Like, make that relationship good. Like, you can fight your upline. You can disagree, but remember, like, if you make great money, your upline money goes up too. So he'll be happy or she'll be happy. It's the compensation plan. If you read it, it's like, it's made to protect you. You know, it's made for all of you guys that make a lot of money. Your upline makes a lot of money. We make a lot of money. Larry makes a lot of money. Larry makes a lot of money. Verizon makes a lot of money. Water makes a lot of money. So think about the thousands of people in your downline. And sometimes you take care of them more than you don't take care of your upline, or you don't communicate to your upline, or you make decisions, or you do stupid stuff. So my goal for you guys is that the bigger you get, the more you should communicate with your upline. Your yearly goals should boil down to something daily. So I'm going to open this up just so you guys see mine. I'm sure some of you guys have seen it. But I know Danny sent them 2 last year. I encourage you guys to do something like this. I'll send it again this year by the end of the year, whenever I do my goals. But just to share you guys to share what like how many of the goals and personally that I've been able to hit. For me, it's been a huge year. And listen, I've had not the best year personally because I'm still working on a lot of stuff. You know, I want to impress my wife every time. That's my goal every day, to impress her and earn her respect. And that's just me. You guys can have your own personal goals. But look, this is what I wrote. Some of you guys were not even in the business. Some of you guys were in the business. If you are on your phone, I'll read it out. But look, it says the first goal for my organization in the office to hit personal office hits 50 leaders and 75 plus people at all times. Dude, we have 59 leaders and we hit that goal. When I wrote that goal down, this was way before Tracy and Alante were pushing. So we had maybe between 15 to 25 leaders. And in my head, I was like, dude, 50 leaders is so far away. I wrote this when Danny was getting promoted to assistant manager last year in December. And look, it says break 100 reps in the field in one day. We haven't done it. We had 84 or something like that one day, but we haven't done it. But these are all goals that I wrote December 31st of last year. Hey, promote 5 personal outside deals outside of just Dallas. I think we're at like 10 offices promoted out of Dallas. Help Tommy promote his 2 offices. How many offices you promoted, Tommy?
2.
2 offices. We're good. We're in. Okay. Hey, help Steven develop his 2nd office and his first 2 promotions. He can take that away from me if he doesn't feel like I helped. But how many offices does Steven have, Clay?
Well, 2 offices open right now.
There you go. Counts. Okay. Hey, help Aaron, serve Aaron as a coach, developing his organization from 12 to 36 month plan to regional. Is Aaron on the way to regional? Is he hitting 100 grand on his wire? And again, Aaron can take it away. And if he decides that I didn't help, that's fine. But like the point is, he's there, which I'm happy with. Okay. And look, you see the 12 to 36 month. Like, how many of you guys' goals are thinking in 2024 where you're going to be at? There's nothing wrong with doing that, bro. 2024, where's my office going to be? What do I got to do today? I'm going to be like, Danny's looking at it like, dude, I'm going to be 24 years old and I'm going to be a business owner for my 4th year. That's hella young. Very young. Okay. Hey, hit personal wires, hit 3 direct deposits that are 60,000 or more. And I remember when I first hit the first one and the second one, and I think we've had 6 or 7, $60,000. 5 outside deals. This is the one I did not hit. 5 outside deals with $50,000 saved or more. We're not there yet. And you know what? Like, it's okay. I'm happy with it because the organization is very, very small and very young still, where you guys are all in your peaks of growing a lot. But hey, I would love to, if you guys don't mind helping me out to hit this goal, I would love to have 5 outside deals that have more than 50 grand saved. It would be encouraging to me. I would value that. So look, hit NC qualifications for $100,000. Definitely, we've done that. Be known in my cross line for work habits, consistency, personal growth, saving money, always above 6-figure savings, best recruiting, top 3 in sales. Has Dallas office been the top 3 in sales and in recruiting? Every week, bro. Every week, every single week. There you go. Develop a team unity and entrepreneurship to people that go above and beyond all the time. Look, I've seen my office for the first time this year organize team nights better than me, where they do it sometimes without me, and they create great unity and great team night. There was 66 people.
Yeah, is that your only Michael Kors spot?
Michael Kors is all around.
Oh, all of this? Okay, awesome.
Who can I mute? Johnny, mute your face. All right. 66 people the other day, guys, at a team night. You know, you can have a goal like that. 66 people in a team night, speed networking, help to inspire more people and take more action daily. For me, I look at like all the leaders in our office, our level 2s, we have 5, 6, 10 of them sending pictures every day, even if they're not owners, bro. But I'm changing someone's life. Like I'm trying to make somebody read a book every day. The book is called Magic of Thinking Big. You know, even they leave this business, they leave so grateful to us because they're like, you know what, dude, what I've learned with you, it's been great. Hey, recruiting 7 full-time admins, done. Dallas has 15 new starts at least 40 weeks of the year. Can you imagine what will happen to your office if you hired 15 people a week? Dude, that's what we did. This is the only reason I'm an NC in 1 year. It's because we had 1,200 new starts in the last 52 weeks. It's 1,200 divided by 52, an average, and we still have 3 weeks to go of recruiting 23 average per week. There you go. You want to be an NC, look, hire 23 people a week, every single week, no excuses. And those are your numbers. Thanks to hitting my promotion for RC, I helped Claire. I told her I'll help her raise her pay. So now I can give away more money. Known for standards for extra miling. I think we've had like less than 10 Sundays in Dallas in the whole year where people were not out in the field. Be the most edifiable for recruiting. We've had over 40 owners visit Dallas to ask us questions about recruiting, not to realize that they just don't do enough recruiting and we don't have anything special about it. Personal stuff for me, I believe in God, so that's that's just for me. You don't have to do the same thing. Nurture my relationship with Monica. We're trying to go counseling, and dude, encourage each other to, like, I'm just sharing with you guys my goals, but like you guys should have the similar goals, you know, priority time to my marriage and my relationship with my son. I don't want this like public education employee person raise my son. Not anything against it, but I'd rather try to be able to raise my son myself instead of a 9-to-5er that makes $7 an hour. Is that fair? Is that a good goal? I think if you have kids, that would be a good goal. I never thought I'd be able to do that. Save over 200 grand, consistently 10 grand in overrides, help my parents and mom's mother to raise her kid. Look, we just bought a car for Monica's mom. That felt great. Read every day. I didn't hit it. So this is another one that I want to do next year, but I literally know I've missed like less than 5 days. All of this year, I've missed less than 5 days of reading. Working out, I'm doing that. I hate it, but I'm doing it. Develop a solid passive income line. We talked about that. Dallas is an educational platform for other leaders to come in and see. I think that's good. Have fun, be grateful, get better at delegating. Definitely got better at delegating. Be an example of being a student to my team. And look, I'm on calls at 9 p.m. now with Larry, trying to copy and paste exactly what he says, so that if I had to do a job like he does, that I can do it. So anyway, the whole point of these goals is not to brag to you guys, oh, Richard, his goals. No, dude, in 1 year from today, I want to see one of you guys running this call. And I want to see, like, you can do it too, dude. I just want to like do a meeting where like you get all your people together. And the other thing I do is I get my goals and I print them and I put them on a frame in my office and I look at them. And I didn't look at them a lot of times during the year, but they're there and I know they're there. And there's that feeling in the back of my mind. And this is a great goal. If you think that your job is to just help people get enough sales, enough leaders to promote them to ownership, they're going to fail. You got to teach them to do these things. You know, you got to teach them these things where like their parents never sat them down to set up goals, bro. Because maybe their parents is a loser too. And that's fine. We all come from different families. But like, it's your responsibility as a business owner to like help people open their minds. I encourage all of you to like have a meeting with your team where you talk about goals. We're going to do it in Dallas. It's the last meeting of the year. Next Monday, it'll be the day after Christmas, so we won't do a call. We'll see you guys next year. But I encourage you to like, hey, create a word. I don't know if you saw it. My word of the year was excellence, and trying to do everything in excellence, you know, picking up the room, doing the little things in excellence. And I think you guys should do it too. And if you guys include me on it, I'd be extremely grateful. But hey, write down some goals: personal, money, savings, finances, recruiting, spiritual, if you're a spiritual person, working out, if you're fat and you don't like it, whatever the case is, write down some goals. 2023. Don't be that person that I'm not going to send it because first year goals, I just work every day. Listen, take advantage of the momentum, teach your office, tell your office like, hey, I'm going to promote 4 owners this year or 5. Who's going to be? Because that's my goal. I want to do it. When your guys know your goals, they feel more confident to go out in the field and work hard for you because they know now that you are in their goals. So important. And they understand they have an opportunity because even they don't see themselves running an office, but they know that you want them to, so they step up to that role. So important. 2023, I would love for you guys to write down some goals, share them with some people, share them with your upline, with 2 or 3, 4, 5, 10 people, share with your leaders, print it out, and create some engagement around that. I think it's super important. So thank you guys for listening to my whole spiel. I was excited about this call. Hopefully it brought some value to you. If you wrote down your goals last year, please look at them and look at how much you've done and how much you've accomplished in 1 year. It's probably way more than you thought you would. So thank you guys. Like I said, I will stay back on the call if anybody wants to chit chat or whatever. But if not, thank you guys for hopping on and listening to my spiel. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next year. Have a great weekend, great New Year's. Make sure you guys prepare people for the cold. Make sure you guys be okay with people traveling, and it's going to be a little inconvenient. The next couple of weeks is rocky, but we'll be back in January, firing and doing huge sales. Keep the standards up this week. Get creative. Do the raffle. Do all that stuff. But anyway, if you guys want to stay back and chit chat about anything for your offices, please stay back. And if not, we'll have an owner's call again in next year. So love you guys. I'm going to go get some water real fast and be right back.
Merry Christmas, Richard.
Thank you,
Merry
Richard.
Christmas, Brad. Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.